Welcome back to Bet on the Bounce. My name's Dobby and this is Dos, and we have such an interesting episode to come. But before we get into that, we'll look to last week. Dos, as usual, how did you go?
I had 2 wins, so it was a bit better than the week before that. I had Neil McRae for 25, Ashcroft and Steele for 20, that one. Mm-hmm. And then I had Butters, Rosie and LDU for 25 and that one as well. The rest didn't go too bad, but I think there was a couple of them where I was only off by
pretty stiff.
Rankin he had 19, the rest got up. And
how many did you need in the last quarter? You only needed him for
needed him for like 3 or 4
in the last quarter.
And he didn't play midfield at all, really.
Yeah.
And then I needed Bailey Smith for 1 more disposal.
Yeah.
And then otherwise that bet gets up too.
So you would have been in the profit for the round if you're a few disposals short.
Two more disposals.
Yeah, that's very rough. For my round, I went alright. I made some profit. I had short 25, and I'm going to put the video on the screen. Everyone can have their own decision.
I wonder about those meetings and how they pan out and who says what. Love to be a fly on the wall. Got to be a doco on those one day. Here's short. Big win for the Demons.
And that was his 25th disposal to pay out my bet, so I was very lucky. Then I had Horn Francis 25, that got there nicely. Lions 40 plus, they got there a little bit easy. Kennedy goal and Dogs 15 plus also won really easily. He kicked the first goal of the game, they won by like 32. He was a lot of value to kick a goal. So no good on the mega multi, but made a bit of money. And we look at the guest for last round, they North Vintage, they won 1 bet. Which was fitting to be the North game. It was the North game. It was Horn Francis goal, Curtis 2 plus at $2.20. So not a massive win, a bad week for them. But to introduce I think the honours need to go to you.
This week, there's multiple guests this week.
Yep.
And it's pretty much just all the online haters from the Instagram comments and
specifically
all that stuff.
DOS.
Specifically DOS haters.
Yeah, DOS haters. There's a conglomerate of them. There is a cult. There is a group. So everyone who has been the most,
whoever's pretty much commented
the most things have the guy DOS. We thought
we'll invite them to give us a multi.
Yeah.
Each of them gives us a multi for each game, and then they all put in 1 leg, so that we can put together for us a mega multi.
So yeah, they were assigned a game each, but they could just grab the mega multi leg from wherever they wanted. But yeah, we just wanted to put the money where the mouth is. They keep talking shit, saying DOS can't tip. I'm actually on DOS's side this week. I'm with you. Like, I want to see how they go compared to you. If they don't beat you, then the comments go away.
But
they'll fade. But then there'll be a new group.
But then there'll be like one person who there'll be a few people that beat me and then some that don't.
Yeah, well, there's some people who win a bet.
Yeah.
But hey, they're a group.
Yeah,
they're a group. You don't get your own week.
Yeah.
But if you go well enough, maybe. But anyway,
some of them sent in voice messages as well to go along with it, so they'll be being played out,
which would be great.
I haven't heard a lot of them.
Yeah,
so it'll be first time hearing.
Yeah, and I actually have a new inductee to the no bet list, and this man is just found his way to the top. Charlie Curnow has been taken away from captaincy. This bloke
he's still on the
list. Yeah, he's still on the list. He's jotted down the order. He's still in the leadership group, but yeah, the captaincy has been reappointed to a newbie, straight to captaincy. So you don't see that often, but at Hayden McLean.
Hayden McLean.
Hayden McLean out my wallet. Hayden McLean out all the ticks on my multi. This bloke lost me my multi, and he had hands on it twice, 4 times for a mark in the last quarter, and couldn't hold it. I'm not sure if it was real sweaty at the Goldie and it was too hot for him. I don't know, but this bloke has a turning circle of a semi-truck. I'm going to put it on screen right now while I'm talking, his attempted marks. And this is just the last quarter. And this really got to me, was doing my head.
I got a message. You're like, bro, he's double-handed it like multiple times. He scored out and dropped the mark.
He thought it was Oz kicking, 2 hands to the footy mark, and he was going back. And Blakey in the last quarter goes down forward and says, this is how it's done. Kicks 3 goals in 20 minutes. Nick Blakey kicked 3, you kicked 1. Anyway, I've done my head in. So he's welcome to the no bet list. So now it's Charlie Curnow, it's Nick Blakey, who after the 3 goal performance could nearly come off, and then Hayden McLean, who's now captain. Hayden McLean out my wallet. But and we spoke about Charlie Cameron, who actually isn't in the no bet list. But
No,
I
he's
spoke
lost
last
his
week.
keys.
Who's lost his keys. Unfortunately, still, Queensland government came out and said anyone who's seen Charlie Cameron's keys has a little Brisbane Lions little figurine on it. Please bring it to a police station near you. He kicked 0 goals 4. He kicked 0-4.
At least he had shots. He
He had 4 kicks. He should be
Yeah.
happy with the 4 kicks. But I honestly think he needs to get dropped still. I still stand by that. But he's not in the no-bet list because I think to be in the no-bet list, you actually have to place a bet on the man.
Yeah.
And that won't happen. I
won't be doing that.
That will not be happening anytime soon. I did see his $2.50 just to kick 2 goals this week, which I thought, that's kind of value. But also, he had 4 shots a goal and couldn't put one through the big sticks. And they were set shots.
Yeah, okay.
Anyway, we'll get into it because it's quite the interesting week. First game up here is Essendon versus North Melbourne for round 8. Essendon are favourites. This is an absolute stink fest for a Thursday night of footy.
Did you see what Luke Parker put out on his Instagram story?
Yeah, touch
earlier.
It's gonna be
someone come to our touch footy game.
Yeah, come to our touch footy game this Thursday night because due to Curtis getting
Curtis, yeah.
What, 3 or 4?
Upheld for 3.
3 weeks.
Yeah.
In
Imagine
the
if
back
they
take, it's a
just
free kick.
Yeah.
It's just a free kick.
It's not reportable.
Nah. But Essendon are $1.45 to North Melbourne's $2.78. The line is 16.5. For this one, I've gone back to my old ways, which I haven't done in a little bit, which is just fantasy markets, and I've done that a fair bit this week actually. I've gone Caleb Daniel off half back against the Bombers just to get a lot of free footy, a lot of kicks against a lot of teams that match up very similarly to the Bombers that he has played. He's had over 100 fantasy points, and $3.15 I thought was a lot of value. I thought it should have been maybe $2.20. So $3.15 for Caleb Daniel, 100 plus AFL fantasy points. That's just as simple as it gets. What have you got?
I've gone Caleb Daniel for 20 plus disposals, and I've got North in there to win.
North win.
North to win.
North win. Kanga.
They were far from disrespected against Port Adelaide last week.
Yeah.
They played good footy. There was moments there where they should have and could have won that game.
They just put the ball through the fucking big sticks.
I thought they were really well in a losing side at the Adelaide Oval.
Oh, they lost it. Yeah, and then Essendon could have been beat by more.
Essendon could have beat by more easily.
If Pies didn't just have that 10, 15 minute stint where they were just getting kind of somewhat lucky goals, quick goals, like snacks. They weren't missing for that 15-minute period. They were kicking goals from 50. They could have easily lost by 60 plus.
Yeah.
So
and they didn't do too well against
West
the Eagles
Coast.
the week before.
So
that,
2 bad weeks in a row.
And $2.78. That's pretty good value for
it's not
a team who we expect more from, really.
Yeah.
And if they're going to do it, this is a game.
Yeah, they need to continually be building, and this game would be massive for them to be continually building going into the next week. Give some hope to the fans because I know they're in disarray.
They are in absolute disarray.
They are in disarray. So, but
we got our first guest is Stavs.
Yeah, we'll let him speak through his own.
We'll let him speak.
Yeah,
Stav here, boys. Hope you're well, Dobby. Can't say the same for you, Dossie. You're as useful as a fucking chocolate teapot, buddy. Same game multi. I'm going for Essendon 139. Right to get 2 goals, Merritt and Sheasel 25, and gorgeous Sam Durham 20 plus. Mega multi, we're going for the mighty 25 on Sicily. Fuck you, Hayden, you're going down, buddy.
that's perfect.
That was pretty
perfect.
good.
He's gone Bombers, so he's probably feeling confident straight away knowing you've gone North.
Yeah.
They're opposing. They're perfect.
Yeah.
This is how it should be. Peter Wright too. I like that against. Callan Dawson might be on him, who came in for Aiden Core, who got dropped.
Yeah, you'd have to think.
Comben has to go. So
Caddy's
a sniff. Caddy's a sniff. He was good on the weekend. He's not out of my...
He's not out of your...
No, the red dot's still on his head.
The hate of the
it goes,
young key forwards.
So, Aaron Cadman is well and truly in front of them.
I feel like Jed Walton needs to be removed.
No. If he keeps playing for free kicks... He's on his way out, but if he keeps playing for that many free kicks, that just shows me... Like, he's getting 2 free kicks a game, like, playing for them. Very much playing for them, flopping for them. I think he's a good player, but, like, I got to actually just see you take a mark.
Out of all the young key forwards in the league, I would probably say he's the best one.
Well, besides Sam Darcy, obviously.
Besides Sam Darcy,
but
yeah.
Right now, he probably is a bit better because Sam Darcy doesn't have a knee. So,
yeah.
But, yeah, he probably is up there. Machito Owens, I guess, is also a young forward.
Yeah.
But he's not in the firing line.
No.
Aaron Cadman well and truly is. Aaron Cadman... Wouldn't have him on my list. Merritt and Sheasel 25, Durham 20, 675. If they get this one early in the week,
Yeah.
that could be massive.
That could be massive.
Stav could be on. Oh, I'd imagine the comments for the rest of the week for Stav if he gets it on Thursday. If he gets it on
he'd be
Thursday,
talking for the rest of the weekend.
Where's your bets? Where's your bet? What are you doing? We'll get to the next one because we got some cracker of some audio calls to come through. But
next one we got is Saints Dockers. Dockers are $1.73 favourites. Saints are paying $2.12. The line is only 4.5. I've gone just back to basics, really.
Back to basics.
Like,
People with their hands in their heads and that.
It's just McRae and Wangini Miller for 25, and then Hayden Young again for 20.
I'm not sure Hayden Young has got more than 20 on the dot this year. I'm not sure he has. You've been on him so many weeks.
25 and 20.
Yeah,
he's played 3 games.
I just think you're
at 18 in his first one, but you got to give him a bit of slack there. He hadn't played in a while.
You're still on him though.
Oh yeah, I was on it. $3.60.
Back to basics with us. I guess I'm back to basics as well. Brayshaw 120 plus AFL fantasy points. Again, Saints are playing more of attacking way. Ross isn't happy pulling Hugo Garcia off early, but he's playing a lot more attacking footy than we're used to, which is actually good to see. But I think that does allow some of the better players, some of the more contested possession players to be better. He doesn't allow uncontested possessions a fair bit, which is fine. But Brayshaw 120 plus AFL fantasy points. I think the Saints are actually a really good matchup. I did want to go Freo $1.73, but the 100k sports boys say they travel like Guinness. The further away from home they are, the worse they get. So I kept them out of it. So just Brayshaw 120 plus 245 for that. And who's got this one? Watsy for this one.
I've just gone with a nice small multi here to kick off this game. Feel like Fremantle usually get the job done. They've sort of set up the season pretty well to kick off from this match. So I've gone with Sarong 25 plus. He's obviously one of their main ball getters, so I feel like he's going to go strong. Hayden Young as well, I feel like he's starting to find some form. So I think he'll get about 22, 23, so go on him for 20 plus. And Miller obviously having an absolute gun of a season, averaging about 27, so popped him in for 25 plus. Just on to Doss now. Doss, mate, I hope you haven't given up on AFL multis and jumping over to the NRL shortly, just like you jumped off the Swans kit and popped over the Hawks when they started winning flags, mate. So just keep on kicking and maybe you'll get back in the green by the end of the year.
So there's a bit of a support in that. It was a bit backhanded.
It was a bit backhanded, but yeah.
He wants to see you do well, but he did hear about you jumping from the Swans to the Hawks.
There was no jump from the Swans to the
Hawks. I've heard the same thing.
Yeah.
I think there's photos out there of you in Swans kit.
Mate, Stav can back me here.
I don't know if Stav will back you on anything.
No, he would.
Well,
there's photos of me and Jason Dunstall, mate. Like, we go way back.
Maybe that was the time you changed. I don't know. But he's gone with you a fair bit there.
Young and Wangini Miller.
Yeah, so he's gone with you. Very similar bets.
Yeah, it's pretty much just Sarong versus McRae now.
It's Sarong versus McRae.
Yeah.
It's head-to-head stuff. We'd love to see that. This is really getting some head-to-head business in these bets. This is great. But the next game we have is, I think, a very interesting game. Probably the one that was most exciting for me to bet on was Bulldogs $1.37 to Port Adelaide $3.14. 19.5 was the line. I changed my bet a few times on this one. I originally had Richards 25, but I heard Treloar. Sniff?
Maybe. He's pushing.
Yeah, which I don't want to put bets on relying on pushing because I've done that before and it's gone the wrong way. Horn Francis, I wanted to go 25 as well because he's actually getting more mid-time given Rosie's going back, and I think they just have a bit more faith in him just to do that mid-time. He had the most...
He's playing well.
The most centre bounce attendances he's had so far was last weekend. I'm not sure if that's because it was against North or what, but... I kept them out of it. I actually pushed them later on into a mega multi. Kept Richards out just because of that Treloar thing. But I was on Kennedy last week for a goal. He kicked 2. He kicked the first of the game. He spent more time forward, like I said, because Bont's back. Treloar's back. He's definitely spending more time forward. There's nowhere else you can really put him. You're not going to check him on a winning rate. He's going to play half forward time. He's $7.50 for 2 goals. He's kicked 2 goals in 3 of his last 5 games. He kicked 2, 0, 1, 2, 2.
Yeah, okay.
And you're telling me he's $7.50 to kick 2 when he's done it in his last 2 games. That's ridiculous. So he was $4.50 some places, $5 at Tab and at PointsBet. $7.50. That's my bet of the round. $7.50. Like,
Are you locking it?
oh,
Is it lock?
It's not a lock. I'm not saying the word because purely I'm betting on it for value. It's $7.50, but it's a lock. What have you got?
I'm just gonna, if they're gonna keep giving me Rosie good odds for 25, I'm just gonna keep hitting Rosie good odds at 25.
I don't think it's fouled on you.
It hasn't.
No.
Especially since he's moved to halfback.
Yeah, it doesn't foul.
So I've gone Butters and Rosie, both for 25. I've gone Richards for 20, and Ollie Lord anytime for $3.20.
Nice.
And Ollie Lord, he's going into his game, I think.
Yeah.
Started playing well. You realise that Lukosius is down. It's like it's me and Mitch at the moment right now, and he's starting to pull his weight a bit. And I think that's resulting in Port Adelaide playing better as well, not having one singular target in Georgiades.
Yeah,
really.
yeah. Mitch is playing well, but he's getting focused on now. People are starting to realise he's the issue. So we got Meatball, the human meatball.
The human meatball for the guests.
And I've listened to this one already, and I love the pre-game chat he gives to this one. So,
Right, lads, thanks for having us on. It's been great to be recognised as a DOS the Boss hater. I'm looking at Dogs v Port at Ballarat. 26-kilometre winds expected and a toasty top of 17 degrees. I think there's going to be more handballs than DOS has had losses this year. So I'm looking at Dogs head-to-head. Libba for 25, Dale for 25, Bont for 20, Richards for 20, Riley West anytime, and Kennedy anytime as well. Looking at 5.75 currently at Sportsbet. This season's been like watching DOS last year at our Supercoach breakup, just like live Tinder, just getting rejected left, right and centre. Everyone just swiping to the left. It's an absolute disgrace. I'm wondering if we could get a market up, lads, with how long DOS actually lasts on the podcast, because Dob Sock's got a long way to go with carrying a DOS-sized piano on his hammer and tack for the rest of the year. So it's interesting to see how he goes. If we get a market up there and maybe get someone else to jump in and take his spot, it would be awesome. Thanks, lads.
he wants you gone.
Would be awesome.
He wants you gone. A DOS.
I can't believe he's talking about the Supercoach breakup party last week.
Yeah, Meatball is in our personal Supercoach draft, and apparently saw DOS getting rejected.
I don't think so. No.
Yeah.
He went home. He went home at like 4 o'clock. He spewed and went home.
DOS hits back. But he's not wrong. I do have a DOS-sized piano on my back, and it's hurting. It is hurting, but I love the pre-game we got there.
It was a good
weather, the wind,
handballs,
more handballs and losses. So yeah, he's taken a fair few legs there. There's 6 legs, but $5.75 if it hits. Again, they're in a good spot.
Yeah.
I don't hate any legs there. Obviously, it's hard to hit them all, but hey, that's why you get the odds. What game we got next?
Next one is Crows Blues, and Adelaide $1.50 favourites. Carlton $2.60. The Lions 12.5. I've gone here. I like this one.
Oh, you wouldn't say the L word for it, would you?
Nah. I've gone Carlton to win.
Okay.
And Walsh for 25. $3.10.
Carlton at Adelaide.
In Adelaide.
Wow. Yeah. What's the thought? You think Carlton just humming?
Carlton could be back.
They
beat the Cats.
They did
at the MCG, which I think they played well as well. Like during that game, they haven't really played well.
No, they actually held on.
Yeah,
they held on and got better when they got only 10 points up at one point. They actually, instead of going into a hole and Sam Walsh disappearing, and their forwards disappearing.
Sam Walsh sort of did disappear for a little bit.
He loves doing that when he gets close.
Cripps and Chera, Hewitt stood up.
Yeah, whenever it gets close, he goes into the shell.
Yeah.
He goes into a shell when it gets close and then kind of hides and then,
But he did come back out as well.
He did come back out as soon as they started leading.
Yeah.
So Walsh,
I don't know.
25 was it?
Walsh for 25, yeah. He's come into some pretty good form. I think he had the 25 by 3/4 time.
Yeah.
And then sort of went away, then came back.
Yes. Yeah, then
But yeah, I don't know if it's because Mackay and Kerno both back playing. They've got games under their belts. It's like scarier dynamic down there now. But yeah, I just like Carlton at $2.60 and then Walsh for 25. That gives me $3.10.
$3.10. So that's your best of the round? You liked it?
I did like it. Yeah, I'll go best of the round.
So if you're in a tipping comp this week, you're tipping Carlton.
I'm tipping Carlton.
Wow. Okay, I'll keep that in mind. Tip Adelaide. For this one.
Actually, no, I don't want that to be my best of the week.
You don't want that to be... Oh,
No.
you've gone out. You pulled out.
I pulled out. I've got one coming.
Wow. You're one coming.
Okay, there's one
You're one cooking.
Yeah. I just saw it. I'm like, no, that's
one
my
in the
best one.
furnace.
There's one in the furnace.
Oh, wow. He's cooking. All right, I'm more keen for that one now.
Yeah.
Well, I've got either team 1 to 29. I don't want to have to go on my massive ramble of stats of this team does this and this team does this, but bit of faith. It basically is that both teams don't concede many. Hawks, fuck me.
Crows
Kick a
Adelaide.
shitload of...
Same bird, different birds.
Different
Same
birds.
species.
Crows kick a shitload. Blues don't actually allow a very big score. They're like third in the comp for not allowing goals. So I think it's, the classic butt heads. Either team 1 to 29. That's what they do at tab instead of 1 to 24. So I like that little bit extra. 1 to 29, and then Rochelle 2+. I've said this spiel before. Rochelle is the only one who's a small forward who stays down there the whole game. He had 2 shots last game. He has 2 shots every game. I just need to see those 2 shots go through the...
It was his first game back from broken ribs on the weekend. Yeah.
Exactly. So you're going to have a few scary moments,
Yeah.
and people say he likes to pull out of the hard ball anyway. But $3.90. Rochelle 2+, either team 1 to 29. I really like this bet. I think it will be a close one. I don't think it'll be any buy. I do think the Blues will show up. That's why I think either team 1 to 29. There's not going to be any floggings. Wouldn't be surprised if Blues lose this by a kick. Type of thing.
Yeah.
Like, it's just close and they lose it by a kick, and Dawson kicks a late one, Saligo kicks a late one, Rankin kicks a late one, something like that. Rochelle 2+, rate that. So yeah, $3.90.
I don't mind that.
$3.90. And the guest for this one is Jacob. Wow, no random nickname.
Boys, g'day boys, Jacob here. Dossie, you're a prick. I'm going to be putting a same game multi on Blues v Crows. It's at Adelaide Oval, so I'm back in Adelaide. Little win, 1 to 39. Charlie Curnow, 2+ goals. I reckon he's going to have a bit of a banger. And George Hewitt, an absolute guarantee, 25+ disposals. And then for my one-legger, for the massive super multi this week, we're going to go Steel Side Bottom, 25+ disposals. Cheers, boys. Have a good one. Fuck you, Dossie.
Beautiful finish.
Yeah, nice finish there. He's guaranteed Hewitt for 25.
He's guaranteed. And he didn't even use it as his mega multi like he went.
No.
Side bottom's even better.
Yeah.
Wow.
So Crows 1 to 39.
Kerno 2+. So it's, again,
Yeah.
it's head-to-head stuff. You've
It
gone the
is.
Blues.
I've gone the Blues.
They've gone the Crows. This is proper head-to-head punting. You won't get much better than this.
Next game is Collingwood and Geelong.
Well, what's the R for?
This is the one that I was like, this is
Oh, you're hyped for this one.
This is I pulled out of my best bet
Yeah, for this one.
for this one.
Yeah.
I've gone Bailey Smith for 25 disposals.
Well, we didn't even get the odds.
Oh yeah,
too
shit.
excited.
Yeah, sorry.
Too excited.
Oh, we'll get back to that.
What a
Collingwood.
teaser trailer. Teaser trailer for each
Everyone
bet.
knows Bailey Smith for 25.
Yeah.
Collingwood $1.60.
Mm-hmm.
Geelong $2.35. The line being 8.5.
And back to your
Back to me.
regular scheduled
yeah.
show.
Bailey Smith 25 disposals.
Mhm.
Max Holmes 20 disposals. Geelong win.
Geelong to do what?
Geelong to win.
Oh.
Geelong to win head to head
Oh, man.
for $3.30. You
Uh,
want to know why? Collingwood aren't a top 6 side in the
not top
league.
6.
No,
So not top 4,
not top 4, not
not top
top
6.
Maybe top 8.
Maybe top 8.
Maybe
A
top
team
8.
that's 6-1 is maybe top 8.
Maybe top 8. Did you see what Essendon and Carlton did last year? They were top 2 at one point.
They were.
Both of them were in top
They're
4.
also two clubs in shambles.
And Collingwood's in shambles.
Collingwood's in shambles how?
They're old. They're so old.
They're old and they're 6-1.
They're going to run out of gas.
When's that going to happen? I don't think it's starting this week.
Soon. It's starting against the Cats.
They're starting it, so they're going to go 2-6 and what? It's just off a cliff.
I don't think you... I think I said to your brother the other week that you go like 2 and 4 over the next 6 weeks.
Yeah, I think that's insane.
I'd-
I think they're most certainly a top 6 side. I know they're a top 8 side. That's a certainty. You can lock that in. I'm looking at the camera. That's a lock. Top 8. They're 6-1. How many teams are 6-1 that haven't made top 8? I don't know the numbers, but I wouldn't say it's many.
I don't know the numbers, but all I know is that Carlton were up there pretty high towards the end of last season.
They
and
got a
didn't
bunch
make
of
finals.
injuries. They got a bunch of injuries.
Who?
I don't remember. But they got a bunch.
I don't think they had a bunch of injuries. Oh, they might have.
They had a
No,
fair few.
Essendon had a bunch of
Essendon had a
injuries.
fair few as well. So they both dropped out, probably injury prone. But yeah, Essendon's a club in shambles. So I wouldn't trust them with anything.
Yeah, they are bad.
I think top 6. I think they're a lock top 6.
Can't agree with you.
Where do you think you had to place them on the ladder? Where are you putting them?
10-7.
10. So they're just as much as the chance of finishing 10th as they are 7th.
Yeah.
Not even on the 7th.
It could come down to around 24.
Oh, I'm pretty sure they've got the Hawks in the last round or the second last round.
Might be the second last round.
And I hope that puts you out of the 4. And it puts Fires right into the top 4.
But then I don't think you want to... we'll probably have Will Day back by then as well.
Oh, Will Day.
And
You didn't have him last year.
we still beat you.
No. Anyway.
By a lot, remember?
I remember.
Yeah.
So what was your bet again? I can't remember after that
Geelong?
nonsense.
Geelong to win, Bailey Smith 25 and Max Holmes 20.
Yeah, you don't have my lock, that's my unlock. That's my unlock.
I'm not saying that's my lock, I'm just saying that I like
You said it was
that.
better.
Yeah, I like it the most.
Say it's your lock.
Alright. It's
Say
my
it.
lock.
I
I
hear you
locked
say
it
it.
in.
It's log.
Yeah.
Lock it in, Eddie.
I
That's
locked
your
it in,
bet.
Eddie.
Okay. Heard it first. Doss's first ever lock. Do with that what you will. I've gone Josh Dacos, 110 plus fantasy points. For this one, he just matches up very well against the Cats. So I'm kind of comparing similarly to like Zorko's kind of role, Carl Amon's type of role. Zorko, when he played them, got 119. Carl Amon got 110. Zorko and Dacos are currently the top 2 scoring AFL fantasy points off turnover. So they're tied first. Cats are number 5 for conceding AFL fantasy points off of turnover.
Where do you find this stuff? I don't know where you find this stuff from. I'm just listening to it and I'm believing it's true because
You
I
have to
haven't.
believe it's real. I get it from a few places. But yeah, Zorko scored 119. Amon scored 110. And those are very similar players to Josh Dacos. Josh Dacos is on a fucking heater, by the way. 110 plus fantasy points, $2.95. I like that shit.
I think if he kept going the way he was going early in that Anzac Day game, he would have had the medal.
Oh, bro, 2 weeks in a row now, he's been tracking to have like 60 disposals in a game. Like the week prior, he had 15 in the first quarter.
Yeah. So
he's on one, and I'm convinced he's going to still be on one because this is just a good matchup for him. And I think Josh Dacos, 110, 295. Who's our guest punter for this one? We got Jacko. Chewy Tobacco. As he's known as. He's going to refer to him. I've listened to this one. He does refer to himself as Chewy, so if you're confused, he's referring to himself as Chewy Tobacco. Jacko. This is Jacko for the Magpies versus Cats game.
Doss, Dobby, thanks for having me, gents. Good to see Chewy's got the game of the round here. Geelong, Collingwood. I've gone the best forward in the comp, Dangerfield, 2 or more, Bailey Smith 25, Ned Long 20, and Max Holmes to get 20. On Sportsbet, that's got me a $5.50. Now to address the matter at hand, Doss. Would have been really easy to jump on here and give you an absolute Rodney eat, I reckon. But I'm going to go the opposite. Need more from you this week, mate. Need you to put your head over it, pull up your Brody Grundies, get back to your process, and get some bloody winning bets, mate. Good luck.
Wow. Turn of the tide.
I'll tell you, he's
hop ship.
He's off ship.
He's off ship.
He could be on next weekend too.
Well, so he wants to see you succeed. He's not even preying on your downfall.
That was a nice surprise.
Maybe it's a sneak attack. Maybe there's something going on here that we don't know. And you comes the comments on the weekend. He's right back to it.
The comments, even if I win, he's back at
He's
it.
back at it. Wow. You did not expect that.
No.
A bit of a side swipe. Rattled?
I'm off. I'm a bit off my game.
Yeah.
It's definitely. I wouldn't say rattled.
Yeah, okay.
I'd say nervous.
Yeah. I don't get nervous.
It sounded like a. I'm not mad. I'm disappointed.
Yeah. So his comments haven't been hate.
Yeah.
They've just been disappointment.
Yeah.
He wants to see better. Wow. I'm inspired by that.
I don't know which one I'd like more.
I think you'd rather the abuse.
Probably.
Because now when you see your bets this week and they lose, you've let him down.
Now I'm thinking about Jacko. When my bets lose, every bet I lose, I'm letting Jacko down.
Yeah, so when your bets lose now, it's just, I get more hate. It fuels the fire.
Yeah.
Fuels the fire, it's already there. Just throwing coal in the furnace. Now
Yeah.
it's
And then all I got to say is a couple of things about Collingwood, and it gets even worse.
and now it's you disappoint someone.
That's worse.
That's way worse.
Way worse.
Way worse. I'm gonna move on to the next game before we get emotional. The worst game of the round. Welcome to it. It's West Coast Eagles $2.89 over there to $1.42 for the Demons. The line's 15.5. What time is this game? Same time as the Pies game. Thank goodness. Don't have to waste my time watching this shit.
I might be watching that.
Over the Cats Pies game.
It depends how first quarter goes.
Well, what's your bet? You go. You run me
No.
through it.
It depends how the first quarter of the Collingwood game goes.
Oh, you might turn it off. You might turn it off.
because I don't
I
want to
think
watch
the first
anymore.
quarter leg in there. All right. Well, I'll get into mine then. Mine is the Eagles. They just played the Tigers. Melbourne did. They just played the Tigers, who are awful at allowing a fuckload of uncontested possessions. And the top three disposal getters were like Christian Salem, Langdon, and Bowie. They're like the top three disposal getters, which is insane. Like they all play the exact same. They don't like Langdon plays on the wing, but they just play uncontested disposals off half back onto the wing. Like that's what they do. And Richmond just let them do it. And they had I'll put on the screen what disposals they had, but they had like 30 plus, 30, 26 or something. So I've kept Langdon out of it, but Christian Salem 80 plus fantasy points, and then Bowie 90 plus fantasy points, $3.60. They both had more than 130 against Richmond.
Yeah.
And I'm asking for 80 from Salem and 90 from Bowie. I'm expecting them just to be humming from last week. Hopefully another thumping. I think Melbourne are starting to find their groove. I don't think they're going to be that great this year, but I think they will start to knock off good teams. Like, I think they'll surprisingly knock off good teams. And it starts at them $1.40.
That's pretty good.
I should chuck that in here anyway. But I've kept that to later for the Mega Multi. There's a teaser trailer for you. But $3.60 for that. What do you got?
I've gone Melbourne to win and Clayton Oliver 30
Oh, Clayton Oliver 30.
for $3.
Clayton Oliver 30.
Clayton Oliver 30.
You've done this the last 2 weeks.
No, I haven't done.
You have done this the last 2 weeks.
I think it was 25.
And he had 22.
Yeah, but he had a rough start.
And then the week before, he had like 22.
Yeah, he keeps getting tagged. No one at West Coast tags.
No one's tagging him. He's off the
No
hook.
one's tagging him, and West Coast let up so many disposals in
You
that
have him for
midfield.
30.
30, yeah, easy.
What odds is that multi?
$3.
I don't know. I
think you're forgetting who Clayton Oliver is.
I am. I am also remembering how bad he's been the last couple of weeks. I'm
Yeah, and
I'm
he's
actually
gonna bounce
remembering who
back
Clayton Oliver is.
against the Eagles.
I sure hope so for your sake, but we look at the guest, which is my brother,
Your brother,
Harry, that you referred to earlier. I love this. He hasn't sent in a voice message for this one, but I'm sure he's disappointed also. I love that he's gone the other side of this as well. He's gone West Coast plus 25.5. So you could both win if it's Melbourne between 1 and 25.
Yeah.
But if West Coast win, it's head-to-head West Coast versus Melbourne here. But he's also gone Liam Ryan 2 plus. He's gotten $3 for that. Plus 25.5. Is that enough? They only beat Richmond by 20.
Richmond are better than West Coast.
They are, but also West Coast have stayed in games that they probably shouldn't have. And it's been close with games they shouldn't have. Like games against the Bombers, like games against Brisbane.
Yeah.
Yeah, they've stayed in games they probably shouldn't, so it's not awful, but it kind of is a scary game to bet on. I don't think West Coast win, but
No.
25 plus? It's
It's
close.
It's a
tight
long...
one.
Yeah.
It's a tight one. But I get us into the next game.
The line was only 15.5.
Just give him extra.
Give him extra.
Give him some extra.
But I don't think that's a short line.
I couldn't be asking 2 goals out of someone from... You've done this mistake before.
Yeah.
Liam Ryan, 2 plus. And I think they end up kicking 5 goals for the game. So... Anyway, what's our next game? Big one. Is this the Battle of the Bridge? Battle of the Bridge, this one's called.
Yeah.
They don't like it being called that. Apparently, the Sydney Swanians. I don't know,
okay.
the Bloods.
Yeah.
They don't, or
The Swans.
The Sydney, what are people from Sydney called? Sydneys? Sweeneys? They don't like it being called the Battle of the Bridge, apparently.
Yeah, okay.
I don't know what they want it called, but I know they don't like it.
Battle of Bondi.
That's not awful. I don't think Western Sydney's anywhere near Bondi.
No, it's not.
Anyway.
Maybe the Battle of Parramatta.
Or way worse.
Or Penrith.
No, who wants Parramatta?
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's why they should just keep it as the bridge.
They should. They should just take it and run with it. What's this one?
GWS are $1.60 favourites. The Swans are $2.36. The Lions are 9.5. I feel like, I don't know. I really don't know.
This game's got you in shambles.
Well, they looked all right for a little bit against Gold Coast, and then Gold Coast just...
I think that was more Gold Coast.
That was Gold Coast
not playing well.
Yeah.
They were really bad early. And Chad Warner started just doing his own thing, and then they shut him down. Yeah, that was Gold Coast. That wasn't...
Yeah.
I don't think that was as much Sydney.
Which started getting on top.
It was not Hayden McLean. So
I've gone for this one. I've just gone Lockie Ash 25, Heaney and 20 and a goal, $2.62.
That's my favourite one yet. Probably for the whole season.
Yeah,
from you.
okay.
I like Lockie Ash at halfback. Hey,
I think he's averaging like 30, something like that, 29 or 30, and then Heaney's getting forward, kicking goals, and finding form there. It'll be good when they get some of their players back.
Yeah, those
he's playing pretty well.
Yeah, he is playing well. Those are like two players I was looking at. But I looked at the two games they've played recently. So they played one game in the finals against each other.
Yeah,
and then
that was when Heaney had a blinder.
Yeah. I looked at that one. I saw Green had 32 the last time they played. Before that, he had 35. And I actually ended up deciding to go under 29.5 disposals. I'm assuming the last two times they've played them, they had 35 and 32. He's played unbelievably both times. They have to, like, James Jordan is now, like, a prolific, like, tagger. Like, he is the tagger of the competition. They have to send him to him. They're not going to tag Finn Callahan.
I'm thinking about Lockie Whitfield. They send him defensive forward.
No, you don't need to, because then just Lockie Ash will get off the hook.
But you don't want Whitfield getting off the hook.
I would rather Whitfield than, like, from half-back than Green in the midfield.
I would not.
I would.
I feel like Whitfield is so much more damaging with his possessions than Tom Green is. Tom Green gets it a lot.
Yeah, but James Jordan tags midfielders. I guess he tried to tag Rosie. That didn't go well.
Yeah, that didn't go well.
So I think you put him in the midfield against Green. You know Green's been giving you the business the last two times you've played. Under 30 disposals, $1.90. That's the only thing I've taken. I think they just need to tag him. And I've seen James Jordan do some absolutely tagging masterclasses. Kept Lockie Neal to 10.
Yeah.
I don't even know. I can't remember who he kept to 14 in one of the first few rounds. He's had some absolute masterclasses. I keep getting on him to tag people.
I think it was Will Day.
Yeah.
It's like 16.
Yeah, and he keeps tagging people, and he keeps delivering. I don't think he's allowed someone to get more than 30. So, he's doing really well. I'm going to have Tom Green under. What's this?
No, it's not good.
No, what?
Just, I don't think he's allowed anyone to have more than 30.
I don't think he has.
I know, but, that's a lot. Over 25 is a lot.
Yeah, so he shouldn't let Green have more than 30.
Yeah, I know.
That's what I'm saying. It'd be surprised if he gets more than 30, I'll be livid. I think this bet is my bet is James Jordan to go to Tom Green. That's the bet.
Yeah, okay. I reckon he could go to Whitfield instead.
Every time you say this, you're fucking right, and it's doing my head in when you keep saying these positional changes, you keep being right.
Yeah.
Well, you should have taken Whitfield unders then.
Well, I didn't want to take Whitfield unders.
Oh, well, fair enough. You're scared of an unders bet.
I hate unders bets.
Anyway, we've got the guest for this one. This one is Seb. This one's Seb. Didn't send a voice message in. Did he give you... He sent this one to you. Did he give you any leaving remarks?
Nah.
No?
Nah.
Wow, this deafening silence. Scary also. These are mind games.
He actually sent a love heart.
Oh, that's mind game stuff. that is trying to reel you in. But what's he got here?
He's gone green for 30. He's gone green for 30. Ash for 25. Matt Roberts and Isaac Heaney for 20.
So this is more your bet than mine. He's got Ash 25 with you. He's got Heaney 20.
Yeah, well, he didn't know our bets.
He didn't know our bets, but he should know in his heart of hearts that he shouldn't be betting anything near yours. These people are opposing you.
Yeah.
But he sent you a love heart. What is going on here?
I don't know. He's a massive...
It's like Trojan horse stuff. He's a who fan, sorry?
Bombers.
Wow.
Well, $4.
Green 30. So we've gone... Me and him have gone proper...
You were him and clashing this.
Proper head-to-head.
Yeah. And I've got Ash. So he's with me there.
And you got Heaney?
I've got Heaney, pretty much.
So this is 2v1.
It's a 2v1 scenario.
Wow. This is a handicap match. This is not good. This is not good. Green doesn't get 30. I'm sorry, Seb. Wrong bet.
Wrong bet.
Next game. We have Hawthorn versus Richmond. Can Hawthorn play a good game of football? Entertaining. Play someone fun. They've played West Coast. They've played some shit teams recently. Hasn't been fun. They got smashed by Port. Hawks, $1.06 to remind you of that. Hawks, $1.06. Richmond, $9.50. The line is 49.5. Hawks have definitely not beaten anyone by that much this year. My bet for this one, I really wanted to go Carl Amon. But Carl Amon's got stitched up. I got stitched up on Carl Amon last week. I had Guinea for 2, Carl Amon for over 22.5, and he got concussed halfway through the third. So
Did he?
Yeah, he's out. He's not playing.
I think that was Jack Scrimshaw.
They both got done.
Really?
Yeah.
I remember that now.
Amon's out. So he got done halfway through the third or late in the third, and then I didn't get a chance for him to get over 22. It probably would have got up, but this game was perfect for him, so it really pissed me off. And then I just saw Hopper. I don't think this is a game that suits Hopper at all. When he plays teams that don't allow contested possessions, which is very much what the Hawks do. They don't allow you to have contested ball. They fight for contested ball, and they'll let you kind of get the ones on the outside, but they'll make you earn them. Hopper is very much contested footy. I don't think this suits him well at all. Under 26.5, and then I've taken the Hawks. I've just done my own variation of line, minus 25.5. They have to win this game by more than 25. They haven't been flogging teams. But I think they need to put their foot down. If they're actually any good, or if they're just going to come out here and dozy on and just get a win by 10, 20 points. It's a win to win, but be empathetic, emphatic about it.
Yeah.
Put your foot down. So $2.25. I'm not that confident in that bet, but it's just what I think the Hawks need, and it's what they probably expect. What have you got?
I've gone Hawks 25 plus.
Yeah, so same as
Nick Voston and James Sicily for 20.
Yep.
For $3.25. Hawthorn are playing well, but I think they could be scoring more goals. I think Ginnivan being dropped to the twos and then coming back up, he had a pretty good game against West Coast.
Yeah.
Watson had a good game. Connor McDonald's back from his syndesmosis. And I think Cal Shadir is playing VFL minutes this week.
Yep.
Which will be good because he was very important for us last year during that run we had. Yeah,
I don't mind that.
So it'll be good to get him back in, another key forward, not relying so much on Chol.
Yeah.
And Gunston's been playing out of his skin.
He has been playing out of his skin.
So
resurgence proper.
So I like Vosson's been playing well. Sicily usually just gets his 20.
Yep.
And then Hawks should win by more than 25.
Yeah,
hopefully.
same as mine. But both have Hawks 25 plus. Yeah. What have you got for that? What did you get for that?
$3.25.
I like that bet too. I think Boston's probably your hardest one of that.
Yeah. The last game of the round, Q Clash.
Oh, we got the guess.
Oh, the guess.
Don't go forgetting the guess. But neither of us have listened to this one.
No.
It should be interesting.
No way Doss can get a share in the spin backwards. G'day boys, Blackbill 13 here. Cheers for having me on Bet on the Bounce. I'm a massive fan. Alright, so I went Josh Weddle 15 plus, Nathan Broad 15 plus, Maurice Rioli anytime, and then I topped up the multi with Hawks head to head, and that's come out as $4 on Sportsbet. No real thought went behind any of these picks. Sort of like when Michael Doss picked the Roos to finish ahead of the Pies this year. You absolute fucking sausage. Cheers, fellas.
That is a question I've heard through the media. Can you make a share and spin backwards?
I can, yeah.
You can?
I can.
We might have to get you... We might need some proof out of that.
All right.
We'll get you down to the footy field.
We'll get down to the footy field. I'll kick your share backwards.
Don't have an ACL either.
I don't have an ACL in my left leg, but
yep.
I'll do it off one step.
One step. You've heard it here first. Apparently you can. But no thought behind it. It keeps coming back to haunt you, that statement that North finished above the Pies.
No, yeah, I was maybe a year early on it.
A year early?
Yeah.
Oh, so it was a forecast.
It was a forecast.
Okay, so
it just happened to be a Bureau of Meteorology one this year.
Yeah.
And not very good, like Cyclone Alfred.
Yeah, it was just a bit,
just a little warning.
A little bit early.
Yeah, so it's...
Next year?
Next year.
Oh, it's next year. But the Pies still don't finish top 6?
No, because they drop off.
Okay.
Heroically from...
What do North do?
They just
do what they always do.
They can chill.
They do what they always do.
They got a year left.
Okay. They got a year to figure it out. That's good.
I think they start making a charge now. If they beat Essendon, which I think they will,
they make a charge.
They're going to realise we can
We can actually win
We
footy
can
games.
win footy games.
Wow.
And obviously Collingwood are a good side. I'm not taking that away from them, but I feel like if there was a team to drop off, like
Someone always falls off.
someone always has to fall off. And
I just don't think it's
the
Pies.
way Carlton and Essendon did it last year, and the way that the top 8 has pretty much been the top 13, 14 for the last 2 years, and it's just getting tighter and tighter.
Yep.
So it's not hard for a team to drop off these days.
I just want to say the team that I think falls off further. I think Swans have already fallen off.
Swans are falling off. They need desperate
I think the team
reinforcements.
that misses the 8 is Giants. I don't think Giants make the 8. That's my team. If I have to say a team that I think drops off, I think it's the Giants. I think they aren't playing well enough. They have a great list.
They have a good list,
But-
and they got done by...
And they have to travel so much.
Yeah.
Even when they play home games, they play at Canberra.
Yeah.
So I think they've kind of had the shit under the stick. I just don't think they make the 8. I think Carlton probably do.
They did the same thing last year. Everyone thought they were flag
So-
favourites last year because
and
they
then-
just came out and smashed teams for the first couple of weeks, and
Yeah.
then
And then they fell off.
they fell off. They didn't fall
Fall
off.
off fully, but they fell
Yeah.
off a bit.
They went-
Fair bit from flag favourites. They were flag
Well,
favourites.
they were run down by Lions,
Yep.
and then next week they were run down by the Swans,
Yep.
and they should have been playing in a grand final.
Should have been. But anyway, we moved to the Q Clash.
Q Clash, last game of the round. Brisbane, is that the Gabba?
It is together.
Brisbane $1.54 favourites. Gold Coast $2.49. The line only being 10.5. I've gone back to Noah Anderson and Lockie Neal for 25, and I've added one of your favourites, Jed Walter for 2.
Wow.
I've got $4 there.
Jed Walter to play for 2 free kicks.
Yeah. He kicked, I think, 3 on the weekend.
Mm-hmm.
I know some of them are free kicks. But yeah, once again, Anderson's been getting a tag lately, but he's been finding a way through them
Yeah.
just to get disposals. Not really doing like much with them, but he's still getting those disposals. And I thought Lockie Neal was brilliant on the weekend.
Yeah.
He played a good game, and
Suns
I
don't have
don't,
a
they don't really.
Suns don't have a tagger.
Nah,
No.
and I don't think Brisbane really do either. It's
No.
it's
Oh,
Dunkley.
no.
They just send Dunkley
Berry.
to someone.
No, they send Berry sometimes.
Berry, yeah.
And he does nothing. Remember when he was on Nick? I remember. Awful. Well, cost him a flag, then tried to tag Nick.
Yeah,
Ugh. Gross.
that's $4 odds there for me.
So Ando and
Neal for 25, and then Walter for 2.
Fair enough. I can't knock that one. This one, I've gone back to my roots.
You read?
The Zorkinator is back.
Zorkinator fantasy.
Zorkinator is back. I used to not be able to stand this bloke, but now he's my goat. When he played the Suns both times last year, he scored 189 fantasy points in one game and then 134 in the next. 189 is like what 3 blokes get. That is ridiculous. So I've got him to get 110 plus. He's got 189 and 134 last year when he played him. It's $2.55 to him to get 110 plus. That should not be $2.55. That's it. Zorkinator.
The guess for this one,
Is Fids.
Fids.
So Fids has sent me his bet. I'll read it out for you. It is Lions minus 10.5. It's Zorko 25. It's Will Ashcroft 25. John Noble 20. And Charlie Cameron for 2. Charlie Cameron for 2.
yeah.
Man doesn't listen to the pod or something. He may listen and just... He's against
He's
me.
just disregarded you.
He's disregarded me. But he said, add this in as a comment after my bet gets read out. So this is a statement from beyond. It's, Dos, you are the Kelly Underwood of Bet on the Bounce team.
That hurt the most. I don't care. I don't care what fucking Jacko did. That hurt the most.
The Kelly Underwood of this team. You remind me more of Dermy. You're more of the Dermy of the team.
You're more of Demi. Fucking over fucking analysing everything. I've looked at the stats.
No, he gives nothing stats. He just says things.
Yeah.
He likes it out of his voice. But let's get into your...
No, that one hurt. I'm not over that.
He's got
That's Sunday, like, garbage time fucking...
garbage time.
Garbage time Sunday game. That's literally fucking Eagles Demons.
Yeah, and he's...
That'll be that game.
Yeah. And,
Or it'll be Hawks Tigers. Just because the Tigers are playing.
what do you mean?
Like, that'll be the game that Kelly Underwood is commentating.
Yeah, and that's you.
Exactly.
Yeah. And, wow.
I'm hating
You're
that.
taking that.
I'm not well.
Not well. Not well, of course.
Let's move on.
I'll shake you here. What's your mega multi for this one? Because we keep saying
Thursdays.
you okay. To be fair, last week your mega multi got past
Got
Thursday and Friday. Your mega multi made it to the weekend. I was counting the money for you.
Bond got subbed out.
I told you Bont was a bad idea.
No, you didn't.
$1.20 for
He
him to kick
kicked
a goal.
0-2.
$1.20 for a goal was not a good idea. Anyway, go through your mega multi this week. Time's changing. You need a big win.
Langford, 2. Kyle Langford.
Yep.
From the Bombers.
Uh-huh.
Freo to win.
Guinness.
Darcy Fogarty for 2.
The Fog. Who they play? Blues.
Blues.
Okay.
I think Wiedering goes to Thilthorpe, so might let Fogarty off the
Yeah,
chain.
who goes on Fog? Who's back there? Who is back there?
Nick Haynes.
Mitch McGovern.
Mitch McGovern.
Oh,
yeah.
gross. Yeah, the Fog for 2.
Fog for 2. D's to win.
Yeah.
And Hawks 25 plus for $7.99.
Nice. I like that one. I think like Langford 2's maybe Freo's your hardest just because they just don't travel well. Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe Langford 2. I'm not sure. I like those last 3. Just so much that I also have the D's to win in mind.
Yeah.
I think $1.40 was too good to pass up. There's no way they lose to Eagles. Surely
not.
Surely not. It would be season ending. Like having
I think that would be the end of Simon Goodman.
whoever loses to the Eagles first, their coach is on the chopping block. Pressure gauge is through the roof.
I don't think McQualter. Oh, whoever.
Whoever loses
yeah.
to them. McCoulter's fine. He can do whatever he wants. D's win. I've gone Crows versus Blues. Either team 1-39. Pies versus Cats. Either team 1-39. Swans versus GWS. Either team 1-39. So all those games just to be within an 80-point range. It's a massive range. Horn Francis for 25. Again, I think he's going to be given more and more midfield time, especially at Rosie sitting back there. And then Kennedy for a goal. I had him for 2 earlier. He's like $2.20 for a goal, which is just outrageous. That he's $2.20 for a goal. Put that in your multis. That's your multi-filler for the week. That's $12. So just those 3 games to be somewhat close. D's to win. Horn Francis 25. Kennedy goal. $12 odds. Can't hate it.
My only concern would be GWS, Sydney.
You thinking GWS flogged them?
After the way they played on the weekend against Bulldogs, they probably
Want to come out and
up and fucking... And it's a Baylor Bridge too. They're going to want to smash them.
Yeah, Sydney have to do something.
Sydney have to do something, but they don't have the personnel to do something.
They
really.
don't. That's actually stressing me out.
So many.
That was the one leg I was considering removing so many times.
You said it, so you can't.
I've said it.
Yeah.
It's $1.30 as well. Anyway, $12.03 for that. And as we said earlier, the Mega Multi is a combination of one leg from every single DOS hater.
Yeah.
Combining into a Mega Multi. So
big odds.
From Stav, it's Sicily 25. From Jacob, it's side bottom 25. From Fids, it is Holmes under 23.5. From the Human Meatball, it is Dacos anytime. From
Nick,
Harry,
that is.
Huh?
Nick Dacos.
From Nick Dacos, yep.
Yeah.
From Harry, it's Dogs minus 9.5. From Chewy Tobacco, it's Danger for 2 goals. From Watsy, it's Nazaya Wangani Malira for 25. From Luca, also known as Black Mill for 13. It's Hawks win. And from Seb, it's Hogan 3+. That gets you a huge $58.02. That would get them well on the green. 20 cents.
Yeah.
Can't read. $58.20. I think I have you beating them.
You reckon?
I have you beating them this week. I think they win a bet, maybe 2. Just the thing is, their odds are so high. When they win a bet, it's going to hurt. So I think they win a bet, maybe 2, but I think you go bigger.
Yeah, okay. I like my bets a bit better this week.
Yeah,
I always like them. But
I like the Crows Blues one. I like the Bulldogs Power one. So
what about Magpies Cats?
Yeah, I hate that one. Let's throw on $20 to the fire. Anyway, thanks everyone for listening. Yeah, if you've got any DOS support, he's going to need it. He's in a tough space. So thanks everyone for watching. We'll see you all next week.